Hi, you guys. Hi, and welcome to the channel. And we're going to talk about a story today on a description of the greatness of the Devi. Now, this is an amazing story, a life story to learn some lessons from. Here we go. Let's dive in. Now, in the dense ancient forest, King Saratha and a merchant named Samachi find themselves exiled and troubled. Now, King Saratha has lost his kingdom to his enemies. Now, while Samadhi was being betrayed by his family, both men are tormented by their losses and seek solace in the wilderness. Now, have you ever been in a situation where you've been tormented by something, lost a job or something to that effect, lost a loved one or something, and you found solace in the wilderness? You would go on a trip, say go to Montana or go to some beautiful place, wherever in the world you may live in, some beautiful place in China, some beautiful place in Japan, and you just went to find solace, to find peace. That is what King Saratha and the merchant named Samachi did. They went and found solace in the wilderness. And let's get back and refresh what we just spoke of. Now, in a dense ancient forest, King Saratha and a merchant named Samachi find themselves exiled and troubled. Now, King Saratha has lost all his kingdom to his enemies. Why? Samadhi has been betrayed by his family. Now, both men are tormented by their losses. And hopefully by now, this story also applies to you in different ways and anybody out there that's hearing it. Now, one day, they encounter a wise sage named Adas, who listens to their woes. Now, the sage tells them about the divine powers of the Devi, the great goddess, who is the source of all creation and destruction. Now, they're intrigued and desperate for answers. Now, they ask the sage to explain the greatness of the Devi. Now, when you go to the wilderness, you want to seek answers. Sometimes you want to seek answers. Can we find a new job? Can we find a new mate? Can we find a new best friend? Can we do, whatever brought us into that wilderness to seek solace? We find ourselves, while we're in that wilderness, to be intrigued and desperate and looking for answers. And in that wilderness, and at some point in time, as you're intrigued, looking for answers, you find yourself. Let's see where they found themselves in a predicament. Now, the Sajmadas begin to narrate the story of the Devi, describing her as the ultimate reality, the foundation of the universe, and the force behind our existence. Now, he explains how the Devi, also known as Mahamaya, deludes even the wisest being and binds them in a cycle of life and death, and binds them into this reality. Now, the sage words resound deeply with Saratha and Samadhi, because you find yourself in the reality that we're in, whatever our problems that we're going through, we find ourselves deeply grabbing something like this, something that gives our story context, to give our life context. Now they start to see their own suffering. And you'll start to see your own suffering as a part of this whole cosmic play. And that's what adds the substance to life. Is that we start seeing our problems as nothing when you open up our cosmic mind to the cosmic reality. And I'm just gonna say one phrase: where there's no beginning and no end. That's when things become cosmic. Now, as the Saj continues to recount the Devi battles against the powerful demons, showcasing her struggles, her compassion, her wisdom, the climax of the story is that the Devi's victory over the demon Mahasara symbolizes the triumph of good over evil. Now, this tale inspires Saratha and Samadhi, filling them with hope and a sense of purpose. You see, when you go to this wilderness and you start seeing that there's no beginning, no end, and that relationships are part of the whole cosmic formula, and that whatever we do doesn't really, or whatever we experience doesn't really change the ultimate outcome of anything. And we grab hope. It's like, for example, like in 2022, my mom passed away. And I myself, being the main caregiver, was affected by that. But I don't even read words passed away. I just say transcend. That she transcend to another existence. And so I had to go into the wilderness. And all of us have to go into the wilderness. And we have to go someplace and find solace. And to find sense of purpose. Because you may be spending all your time taking care of your loved ones, whoever it may be, a son or daughter, a mother, a father. And then you find yourself in that particular situation. And then you find yourself gathered a sense of purpose by going into the wilderness and finding solace. Now, this is something that we all need to find. Now, let's look at the resolution. Now, empowered by the Saj teaching, Saratha and Samadhi decide to perform a ritual to invoke the Devi blessing. They meditate and pray with unwavering devotion, seeking guidance and liberation from the suffering. So when you're in the wilderness and you go to a place of peace, you go to a place of solace, you come up with a new plan. And that new plan could be whatever the situation may be. The loss of a loved one, a new purpose. What's the new purpose now that you spend your time, all the time you've had, to make sure that this person's comforted, to make sure that the people that are taking care of your loved one are treating them right, and to make sure that they're feeling all kinds of comforts before they transcend. Or you're in a relationship and you did all that you can do to please that person, and that person went on to find someone, and now you have to find another sense of purpose, and that purpose needs to be you. And we'll get into that even more, because we find out that the whole universe is from within. Souls within, souls without. Now let's look at what else happened. Now, moved by their sincere devotion, and the devotion to calling upon the Devi appears before them in a divine vision. She blesses them with wisdom and inner peace, revealing that their suffering was a test of their faith and resilience. With newfound clarity, King Saratha regains his kingdom, ruling with justice and compassion. With Samadhi, he returns to his family, who welcomes him back with open arms. And that's what happens, folks, is that what do you have to do to get your life back in plan? And when you're in that solace in that wilderness, you put together a plan. And then And only then will you find peace and blessings and wisdom and inner peace. Now, the story concludes with Saratha and Samadhi living, fulfilling their lives, forever grateful to the Devi for her divine intervention. And they continue spreading the teaching of the Devi, inspiring others to seek her blessing and embrace the path of righteousness. And that's what life is all about, guys. And believe it or not, someone is coming to cut my grass. But at the same time, that's what it's all about, folks. Remember, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. And wherever you are in life, that you can remember this story and apply it to yourself and come to some solutions and know that everything that you have is within and nothing is without. And as you clean up the things within, everything without, the path straightens up. Instead of being all crooked, it gets straight. Much blessings. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.